Okay, today we'll be continuing our series of Vulnhub. The box would be Inplainsight, and I also put the link into the description section below, so you can download the image and import it into the VirtualBox. Without further ado, let's get started. To save the time, I have already imported into the VirtualBox. And as you can see, the IP address of the virtual machine has been identified as 254. I've already done the Nmap scanning. From the Nmap scanning result, we can know there are 3 open ports. The first one is the 21 for HTTP service, and the version is VS FTPD, and 2.0.8, which is invulnerable. And but this you can see allow the anonymous FTP login. Later we will check that. And also the next port is 22, which runs SSH service, and 80, which runs HTTP service. So I think now we need to do some information collection or enumeration for each open ports except the SSH surface. So let's do it. FTP, and we can input the anonymous as username and password, leave it blank. And now we are logging as anonymous users, and there's one file which is to do. We can download this file to the Kali Linux and quit, and we can cut the to do. So I think there's something. Mike, please get rid of the. I think this misspell, misword of that worthless WordPress instance. It's a security risk. If you have privilege issues, please ask Joe for his assistance. So I think this one also told us there are 2 WordPress instances. The one is normal one, and another one is worthless. So we need to find out this worthless WordPress maybe exists vulnerability that we can make utilization of to escalate or to get a foothold maybe. And another paragraph is Joe, stop leaving backdoors on the system or your access will be removed. Your rabbit holes aren't enough for these elite cyber hacking types. And this is, I think a boss person, maybe the administrator, right? But nothing else we can get from this file to do .txt. Now we can go to the Firefox of the browser and to visit another port, which is 80. And we can open up a new tab and visit. And this is the default Apache 2 page. And nothing very much displayed over here. And also we can check whether the robots file exists. No, not found. So of course now we need to do some directory scanning. GoBuster, I use my favorite tool to scan or enumerate directories. There are I will tap this command, so the command will be completed automatically. Sorry. And now go to the process of the enumeration. Now immediately we got one directory which is WordPress. We can copy, and maybe we do not need to do that. We just input the name and we wait for this to be completed or to load it up. And as you can see, and of course when you are doing this box, you need to put this host name into to the host file. We can cancel this process. Yeah, you need to put this host name or record into the host file. So of course, because this directory runs WordPress, and now what we are able to do is to scan WordPress to see whether we can find out username or vulnerable plugins, right? Scan, specify URL, and WordPress, specify the command E. Okay, it immediately identified the username of a boss person, which is administrator, I think. And we try to crack the password for this user. But I can tell you, I run this command, which attempts to brute force attacking the password for this user. But after almost 50 minutes, it still didn't find the password. So I think this is the wrong direction for this box, for this target, because I think the author has already given us one hint. There is another WordPress directory, and we need to find out where is. But the GoBuster didn't find that a special directory which runs another WordPress instance, right? Anyway, I'd like to stop this process of the cracking password for the boss person. And I also try to find out whether there is vulnerable plugins. Use this command, but it didn't find anything useful except one very normal plugin, but it's not vulnerable. So I'd like to cancel this process. Of course, if you like, you can wait. You can use this command to see whether you can locate the vulnerable plugins for this WordPress instance. So I think now we are hung. We cannot do anything. We have already done all necessary steps to try to get the foothold of the target. How to do? Hold on. If we go back to our default page, we can open up again. You should look at this page very carefully. You can see there is one file. The extension is HTML, which is not a normal extension, HTML. So this must be information, very useful information, and we can try to access this file. We do not need copy because it's so simple. And index HTML. Now you see we have already got we got the returned information, which is image or the dynamic image. But also you can see there is when you focus the image, there is one directory displayed over the status of the browser. And if you click this image, the page will be directed to another file. And you can see you can select image to upload. Of course, we need what we need to do is try to upload our shell PHP code, right? And then we can get the reverse shell from the target. And but before we do that, we need to prepare the shell.php. We can copy from my toolsets directory to the working directory, and also I need to make some modification to this file. That is to modify the IP address to my Kali Linux, which is 206. And also always I'd like to change the port number to my favorite one, 555, and write and quit. But if you browse this directory and open this file and upload image, it says file is not an image. So the target must have some filtering, and we need to bypass such filtering. And one efficient way is to add the header of GIF image. And we can search the GIF header PHP. Yeah, here GIF. We can copy this header and add into the shell PHP, and we can paste that and write and quit. And now we go back our browser, and we can try to upload the file, the shell.php again, and upload. Now you say no error, file is an image GIF, so no problem. And now, but do you notice the source code of this page? You can see there is one comment which is encoded in base 64, and we need to decode by the command. Yeah, we got the information. So dv WordPress. So I think this confirm our guess, our original guess, or the hint which provided by the author. There is another WordPress instance which is set up by the user Mike, and we can visit this directory or this instance. Yeah, we got another WordPress. So we needed to do some the same thing for this WordPress instance. We can use WordPress scan URL, and we can copy the directory and specify the E command and username and plugin. Okay, and now we got the two usernames, and we try to crack the password of admin and use the locq as word list. Now it's performing password attack on user of admin, and we need to wait for this to be completed to see whether we can get the password for the user admin. Of course, if we can get the password, and then we can log in into the administrator portal of this WordPress instance. I want to point it out again. The author give us a hint that the target has two WordPress instances, and of course there is one of them which is vulnerable, and another one I think is very secure. We cannot get the foothold through by this normal WordPress instance. So it usually takes some time to go through all possible passwords. But this tool, WordPress Scan, is very powerful too. When your target runs WordPress, because there are two main functions which we can make use of. The first one, which we can get the password and the username for the administrator portal. This is the first function. And the second one, if the first one doesn't work in some scenarios, and also by WordPress Scan tool, we can find out the plugin which is vulnerable, and then afterwards we can make use of this vulnerable plugin and try to get a foothold. Yeah, it will take about several minutes. Because it's not too long, so I just continue the recording of a video until we can get the password for this user admin. But at the same time, we can open up the portal for the administrator portal, and now the username should be admin, and password will wait for the results of this command. And after we got the password, we get the password, and the next step should be trying to upload the PHP code, reverse shell PHP code onto the targets. Because WordPress is very popular around the world in many applications. So we need to grasp the skills of penetrating the WordPress. Yeah, finally we get the valid combinations of username and password. And the password is actually very simple, admin one. but it takes the WordPress scan about more than 5 minutes to get the password. Anyway, we have already got the password, and we can input the password one into the password field and log in, and remind me later. And now we, of course, the usual way to get the reverse shell is go to the sim editor, and we can go to the I understand, and we try to replace the code of this file 404.php with our own code, PHP code. We can remove all of the code, and then we can we can copy the shell.php and paste it in here and update file. File edited successfully, no problem. And now we need to set up the listener. Sudo listener. But where is this file, the 404? You can locate by my usual way is to find the first page. So you can check the source code, and we can go to this link. We can copy, and we can paste in here. I have already done before, so we just copy the URL and paste in here. Now we got the reverse shell connected from the target, and we can make this shell interactive. No Python 2. Python 3 installed on the target. We can import a PTY module and spawn the bash shell. Now we got the very normal bash, and we can go to the home directory to do some basic enumeration. We have 2 users. Nothing valuable here, and we can go back to the mic home directory. Also doesn't have any useful information. So I think now we need to upgrade our shell to the Metapletter, and then we can use a suggester, which will help us to find out the vulnerable exploit which can be used to escalate our privilege. Okay, now of course the first thing we need to do is we need to generate the payload with Series-Vulnhub. I'm not sure whether I pronounce correctly, but I think you got my point. Series-Vulnhub. We can use another port number, which is 6666. This should be different from the original shell. And then we have already got the payload of the escalate ELF file. ELF, sorry, is executable file which works like a backdoor. And now we need to upload this file onto the target. We can use wget and escalate ELF. Not found. Sorry, I misspelled. Wget escalate ELF. No problem. And we need to make this file executable or add execution privilege to this file But before we run this command or this file, we need to set up the handler, and we launch the MSF console. Okay, the Metasploit is starting up. Okay, and we can use exploit. Sorry, my tab is terrible. Exploit multi-handler, and we need to set payload, which should be the same as Series-Vulnhub. When we generate the payload, we can copy and paste in here. Now we can show options to see which item which need to be configured. We need to set localhost as our kernel Linux, and we need to set the port number. This local port should be the same as this one, which is 6666. And I think now everything is good to go, and we can run. Now start it, reverse TCP handler, and this handler will be waiting for the collection from the target, and we can run the command or the file as escalate ELF. Now we got the Metasploit session, and we can background this session, and we can search the suggester, and we can use this module. This is the post exploitation module, and we can show options. I think there's just only one item which must be configured, which is a session number. Because now we just got only one session, and we set the session number as 1, and then let's run. Now this module will collect local exploits completely. Yeah, now it's collecting exploits. Yeah, the process is very quick, I think. Yeah, now running check method for each exploits. Yeah, now we got the first exploit. We can copy, because the check method, the check has already returned the result, which is the target is vulnerable. Of course, the module is still going through all the possible exploits, and we need to, because there's some errors, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. We have already got the usable exploit for us. So wait for this to be completed, and then we can use this module. Oh, so terrible errors. Maybe I need to solve this issue in the future. But I think we can use this module, and we use this default payload. We can show options, and we need to set localhost as our kernel Linux, and we need to set another port as our local port, which is 888. You can set what you wish. And also we need to set a session number as 1, and let's run. running automatic check. The target is vulnerable. We have already know that. Yeah, I think we have already got the message. It says we have already got another meta-practice session. I think with root privilege. Okay, and we can. Yeah, we are not a root user. We can go to the root directory and we can got the flag. Okay, we have already successfully completed this virtual machine, which is in plain sight. Yeah, in plain sight. The level is beginner to intermediate. I think the key step, or the first key step, we need to look at this page, look at the content of this page very carefully. If you cannot locate or notice this file, which is the extension is abnormal. If you cannot find this file, maybe we will encounter a failure or different types of failure. Anyway, that's all I'd like to share in this video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your support. I know my English, my technology is not very good, and I always try to improve myself in all aspects. And also I like to share what I have already got. So thank you for your time and patience. Bye. See you in the next video.